So a few months ago, the former featherweight champion Ilia Topuria vacated the featherweight title and is now going to move up to lightweight to challenge Islam Makhachev for the belt. And now everyone is just wondering on how well Ilia Topuria is going to do up at lightweight. Some people think he's going to cruise by and get the lightweight title and become a double champ. And some people, including me, think that Ilia Topuria might actually have some troubles up at lightweight. And before I get into it, I just want to say I am one of the people that were saying that Ilia Topuria is the GOAT of the sport. I really thought this guy was like kind of invincible, but then I started thinking about it, and then I kept thinking about it, and now I think he might have a lot of trouble up at lightweight. And let me break it down for you. First, let's just state the obvious. Ilia Topuria is going to be too small for them. Ilia is only 5'7", and let's be honest, he's probably like 5'6". We've all seen him standing next to Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan is like 5'5", and Ilia is only like an inch taller than Joe Rogan. So Ilia is most likely 5'6". Majority of the lightweights are almost 6 feet tall, and they're much like wider built than Ilia Topuria. They could all move up to welterweight and have like a lot of success. But if Ilia Topuria tried to move up to a welterweight, he might get like steamrolled, and he probably would. He's just too small for the division. I also think Ilia Topuria might be lying about how much he weighs outside the octagon. He says he weighs 190 outside the octagon, and at 5'6", that's like not really believable. And even Michael Chandler has said that he's been like standing next to Ilia Topuria, and even he doesn't think he's 190. And he also said the weight cut is getting a bit too hard, and that's why he vacated the belt. But I don't know. If he is lying about his weight, then that means the weight cuts aren't as bad as he says it is. And I don't know. Something fishy is just going on with the entire situation. And last time Ilia Topuria went up to lightweight, he almost got knocked out by Jai Herbert. Don't let Joe Rogan confuse you. This guy is not some dangerous technical striker. Jai Herbert sucks. He's actually like terrible, and he almost knocked out Ilia Topuria. I know Ilia took it on short notice, but still, that is not a good look for Ilia Topuria. Now, obviously he has knockout power to knock out any of the lightweights, but I just think that's much easier said than done. But who knows, there is a chance that Ilia Topuria might just be like that guy, and he might knock out all of the lightweights and become a double champion. It's very possible that he could be like that guy, but I just don't think he's going to be.
Hey, you're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy. Okay.
Now you might be thinking, well, Ilia Topuria knocked out Alexander Volkanovski and Max Holloway back to back, and both those guys showed massive success up at lightweight, so shouldn't Ilia be able to do the same? Well, there's something we need to address with those two wins. Let's start off with Volkanovski. Volk just got KO'd brutally by Islam Makhachev, and then 2 months later stepped inside the cage with Ilia Topuria. He should have not been there, and even he said it himself, like his brain was kind of like fearing Ilia, and he didn't really want to engage with him, so he was just super defensive, and that's why they got knocked out, because he just kept doing the same thing over and over again. Volkanovski should not have been in that cage with Ilia Topuria. And with Max Holloway, it's kind of the same thing. Max Holloway moved up to lightweight, knocked out Justin Gaethje, and then had a brutal weight cut to get back down to featherweight. He was not healthy in that fight. I know he says it was like the best weight cut he's ever had, but if you just look at Max Holloway in that fight, he does not look healthy. He was drained. So those two wins by Ilia kind of has asterisks next to them. Yeah, they're good, but he didn't fight prime Volk and he didn't fight prime Max Holloway. He was favored in each of those fights. Plus, Ilia Topuria kind of struggled a lot with Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell was hitting Ilia Topuria a lot, and the fight went to the second round. Do you honestly think that Bryce Mitchell could make it past the first round with any of the top 5 lightweights? No, Bryce Mitchell would either get knocked out immediately, or he would get submitted. I mean, Ilia Topuria got front kicked by Bryce twice in that fight. Front kicked. Imagine if Charles Oliveira did that to Ilia. Ilia is not standing up if Charles Oliveira hit him with a front kick. Ilia also gets hit quite a lot in his fights. Even Max was stinging him a little, and he's been getting away with it because he hasn't really been fighting power punchers. He's fought Josh Emmett, but Josh Emmett kind of sucks. He only has a right overhand, so if you know how to dodge that, you're pretty much going to be fine against Josh Emmett. But Ilia just gets hit a lot in his fights. And if he's getting hit a whole bunch up at lightweight, he's not going to be able to take nearly as much punches, since practically the entire top 5 has one punch knockout power. And even though he doesn't do it as much anymore, Ilia also overswings a lot of his punches. And again, he's been getting away with it because he's been fighting like Max Holloway or Alexander Volkanovski. He's been fighting these guys who don't really have one punch knockout power. If he overswings once against a lightweight, they're just gonna react and clip him, and then Ilia might get badly hurt. And since Ilia Topuria has been the one with the one-punch knockout power in most of his fights, he's been able to back his opponents up towards the cage a lot, and then that's where he gets majority of his knockouts, when his opponent's back is to the cage. But Ilia Topuria is not going to be able to back up any of the top 5 lightweights as easily as he's backed up Max Holloway or Volkanovski. He's just not going to be able to back them up nearly as easy. Are you seriously telling me that Ilia Topuria is going to be able to back up Charles Oliveira or Islam Makhachev? He's not backing them up towards the cage. The top 5 lightweights are going to play bull to bull with Ilia Topuria, and the last person that did that was Josh Emmett, and he survived all 5 rounds. Yes, he was getting pieced up by Ilia in the 5th round. That's Josh Emmett. Again, that's Josh Emmett. He's not even that good. The top 5 lightweights aren't going to get backed up, and they're going to be the one piecing up Ilia. Also, what happened to this alpha mentality that Ilia Topuria had? He says he can knock out any of the top 5 lightweights, but then he just kind of refuses to fight any of them and says, I just want to fight Islam. And I don't know. I like Ilia Topuria. I think he's a fun fighter, and he trash talks, so there's actual stakes for the fights. But it's just so annoying to see him say, I don't want to fight anyone except for Ilia, and then except for Islam, and then he goes on podcasts and say, I'm gonna submit Islam with his favorite submission. It just kind of he acts way too cocky, but he's not really backing it up as much as he did back down at featherweight. If you think you can knock out Charles Oliveira or Arman or Justin Gaethje, then do it. Do it really quickly, and then you can fight Islam Makhachev. Stop playing this little game where, ooh, I'm too good for them, I just want to fight for the belt. He pretty much just acts like a spoiled brat, and I feel like he does that every time he doesn't have a fight. He just gets everyone to hate him just because he's being annoying, and then he steps inside the octagon and then knocks out a fan favorite. But in this case, I don't think that he's gonna have I just don't think he's gonna have success up at lightweight, and I think they're gonna toy with him. I think they're gonna mess him up badly. And guys, come on, let's be honest. Ilia Topuria probably doesn't have elite grappling like he says he does. He says he's gonna be able to submit Islam. He has better grappling than Oliveira, but we haven't seen him use that at all in any of his fights. He took down Max Holloway, but then Max Holloway got immediately back up and was fine for the rest of the fight. Ilia Topuria got taken down by Bryce Mitchell. Yes, he submitted Bryce Mitchell, but that was after rocking him bad on the feet. It's he talks all this big talk, but then he doesn't really show off any of his grappling. And I know, he doesn't need to show off his grappling since he can just knock them out. But I think his grappling was good when he was fighting people who aren't as good as the top 5 of featherweight and lightweight. So then he's oh, I'm just going to knock them out and not really grapple with them. You can't even say that Ilia Topuria could out-grapple Islam Makhachev or Charles Oliveira or even Arman Tsarukyan. You just can't say it because we haven't seen him use it at all. And if you are saying that, you're just an Ilia fanboy. And I don't know, his grappling most likely isn't as good as he says it is. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think Ilia Topuria is going to get humbled at lightweight? Or do you think he's going to cruise by and just become the double champion? I actually want to know what you guys think. And I'll be down there talking with you guys too. But that's about it. If you want to see more videos like this, I have a few. I have quite a bit that you can go watch. I have why John Jones has been to a Diddy party. I actually think he's been to a Diddy party, so go watch that video. And I also have another video that I am forgetting what it is, but they will both be up on screen right now. So go click on either one you want to go watch. And I will see you guys in the next video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.